Hi everyone, welcome back. This is Gina once again, and today I'm using an old envelope. It's a kind of soft but not too soft one, and I'm gonna use it to finally put all of my three signatures into a book, into one place, because they've been kind of kicking around for too long separate, and I want to keep them all together. These are 100 days of creating that I did last year, and I made some small books. They were square books, and I love the size, and I decided that moving forward I would like to continue working in a small size like this, just for simple creating every day. I mean, I have my other journal, the 5x7 I think it is, but this is really nice. It actually makes me feel happy when I'm creating, and it makes me want to go and sit by the desk and, do something. So I like that it's square, and I like that it's small. So here I'm measuring. I'm really guesstimating, to be honest. And I'm just trying to fit everything in. I'm trying to make sure that it fits snugly at the base, and that when I fold it, it covers the edge of the pages, because all the pages are not the same height and width because of what was created in them. And here I actually tried measuring. Oh no, this is me cutting down because it was way too tall. So I'm just measuring the top part there to cut it down. So I thought that I would put all at the same height at the bottom so that it could stand on its own. Like when I put it on a shelf, or even if I put it to stand on a table, it will actually stand. So I'm putting all at the same level at the bottom, and then to the top it's just, whatever happens, happens. And here I'm measuring the width of the signature to find out how wide to make the spine. I'm trying to find out how wide to make the spine. And I don't know why I measured, because I didn't eventually use that measurement. I just guesstimated. And so this is me just kind of marking it out. And I'm thinking, okay, if I fold on that mark that I did, I could, it would fit for sure, because I measured it using these spines, right? And yeah, that kind of worked. It worked. It fits. I mean, it's not a perfect book, but I love it so much. I think it's important when we make things that we really enjoy it after. And during the process, depending on what it is. But I mean, this is a book, and I think it's important that if we're making something like a book or an envelope, that we are able to enjoy it afterwards as well. So I'm just cutting it down, and I am going to decorate it because I don't want just a brown cover. So I'm just making those creases more defined, because I don't want, after I decorate it, that I lose where I creased it and I can't, I'll have to remeasure, and yeah. So I had some paint on my desk, and I just using what I have. It's there in front of my face, and I was like, oh, these colors should look nice with the brown. And I decided that I want to leave some of the brown showing. And my initial plan was just to make some circles with the fine liner, but then I was like, yeah, no, I wanted to take up more of the page. So I'm spreading the paint with the brush, and I like how it looks. I love this blue on the brown. It makes me feel happy. So I'm just going to do that, and then I thought it could brighten up a bit, so I thought I'd add white circles afterwards. And while I was looking for things to cover this with, I found this piece of print that I did, and I like the colors of it. And I thought that it would match really well with my covers, so I'm going to add some more circles on top using this print, just to add some pops of color there. I'm so excited! This is actually a jelly print that I did quite a while ago, and I wasn't sure where. Obviously I wasn't sure how I was going to use it, so I found it, and what I did was I backed it onto a book page, so it's actually quite thick. It actually has a nice thickness to it now, and I'm just drawing out some circles, and I'm going to cut them out and use them, stick them on different spots on my page, my cover. Here I'm just placing them at different points to see how they look, and then I'm going to stick them down. And I like how it looks so much. I really, really like it. I just think it is so incredibly cute. And I'm sure somebody must have done something like this before, but I mean, this is mine. I've never done it, never had it, and it's just so cute. Again, I want to encourage all of you to create. How many of you will be doing the 100 days challenge? I thought that I would do it again this year, and it's supposed to actually start on Sunday. Gosh, what day is tomorrow? Is it 23rd? Is it the 23rd of February? I think so. And this year, I actually want to declutter. So over time, I've been collecting a lot of papers and scraps and cards and, different things. And as a result, I have an excess, which obviously I'm not using because it's just a lot. Now I'm going to work on the inside of my cover. And for this one, I'm actually just going to stick a piece that I had done previously. So I was trying these. This is a print that I did. I believed I used pak choy. When you cut the pak choy and you have the base. Right, I made those prints. But I don't know, it just didn't feel good for this journal. So I'm using this piece that I did. I actually made this during the creation of one of the pages and the signatures for this journal. So I'm going to use this as my inside cover, which I like very much. I think I actually used this at the end. Is it at the end? Yeah. This was part of my last signature page. It was in the last signature pages that I used these. So I think it's a fitting piece for the inside. I'm just using regular school glue to stick it down. and I'll cut off any excess if there's any. But yes, I really, really like this. So I'm just going to take some time to smooth it out and, make sure that it's stuck really well. And then I'm going to sew in my signatures. So even though my signatures were previously sewn together separately, I'm still going to sew it into the cover. I really like this. Anyways, right, so this year for the 100 days challenge, I am going to declutter. I've decided that I would try and get rid of, because I was doing some research and I came up, for me, I decided that I would try and get rid of 10 things every day for 100 days. So because my things are a lot of paper, I'm not, because I was like, Gina, you're gonna what, count the pieces of paper? No. So if I am able to like put things in a bag, that bag will be considered one item. And then if I have a book, there are things that I know and I know that there are rules and there are questions you can ask yourself. Have you used it in the last year? For me, it will be longer. I'm going to ask myself, have I used it in the last 5 years? Because, I always have something just in case. Or I'm like, oh, I could use this. Or this could be used for. And then I would have it. And I know that in the process of decluttering, I will be able to locate things. And when I find it, I'll be able to put all like items together. Because I know that I have some things here and I have some similar things here and some similar things over there. So in my mind, I actually know where they are. But I think also it would be good to have them all together in one place. And that way too, I'll know exactly how much of it I have. You know what I mean? So it could be glitter, for example. I know I have some glitter right in front of me on my desk, but I also have some on the shelf behind me. I also have some, so I think it would be cool. And the reason that happens is because if I do a teaching class, I take some and I carry it, and then when I come back, I'm so tired that I don't put it back one time. And that's why my stuff ends up in separate places. So I have to work on that too, I guess. But yes, so I decided to use regular wool to bind my book, and I had to find a nice big a nice big needle so that the wool could go through easily. And I'm going to bind it starting from the outside, because for this journal I wanted to add some danglies to it, which I've never done before. I'm not accustomed making journals, so this was, I enjoy it because I don't do it often. You know how some people, they make journals and they sell. I don't. And yeah, I like to do it and I like watching it, but I don't do it often. I don't know why. I really don't know why. But I wanted to add some danglies, which I've never ever done. So I decided to start binding from the outside. So I'll have string hanging from the outside. It's kind of interesting looking because of the beads I chose, but it's my journal and I like it. And I like how it sounds. Honestly, I like how it sounds. And, if I'm sitting by the desk and I'm, you could play with the beads and it's nice. So I think for people who are tactile and visual, it's nice to have and it's nice to do as well. So I'm just going to go through, again, kind of guesstimating where I'm going to put these signatures. I just want to make sure that they're in the spine and they're not falling out of the spine, which almost happened with one of them. It went on the very edge. But yeah, it's my journal, right? It's my personal journal. It's not making it to sell. It's not a gift for anybody. It's mine. And I really do like it. And the beads that I chose, actually, some of them were for the outside, were some paper beads that I was gifted by one of my art swap partners. It's just lovely. So I think I want to make some more, and I will use them. They're so pretty. Yeah, and two of the beads are actually hair bubbles that my daughter had, and I decided to use it. It looks kind of odd because they're so big compared to the rest, but I don't know. We'll see. I think when I look at it, it makes me smile because I know that it was hers. You know what I mean? So it's sentimental in that way. Yeah. And so now I'm just going to go through the process of getting all these signatures sewn in. It was a bit difficult, I think, because the signatures were already completed, and one of them actually, the thread from it actually came out while I was working on it, so it was a bit difficult trying not to damage my work and to keep everything in a gears and trying to align everything through guesstimation. Yeah, I know that I should measure, but I just usually don't want to take the time to do it because I'd rather just sew. But it's good to measure and have things properly marked out and lined up. So here I'm just tightening everything. I made sure that my strings came out one on each side so that I realize when that happens, it ties the string to the string and it keeps the string tied to the hole to the book properly. You know, it keeps everything strapped down when you're done. And the starting string is on one side and the ending string is on the other side of the part that is sewn into the book. So it keeps everything more fixed together. That's why they say to make sure your strings are one on each side. So like right here, I'm making sure that it came out on the opposite side. I'm pulling it tight, making sure everything's tight inside as well. I'm trying to even things off a little more because this one came out really one-sided, very long and short. So I'm just trying to balance it off a little bit more. And I made sure that the string was one on each side, and then I'm tying it nice and tight, and then snip. So I have my strings that I'll be adding my beads to. So this is the pack that my art swap partner sent. It was a little struggle to get them in, so I used a needle to pull it through. It gave me a lot of trouble, and by this time I was a little frustrated, so I did the adding of the beads off camera. I did this one, but then I didn't tie the knot big enough and it just kind of slipped through, so I had to do it over. But I did do it over, and it's staying now, and it's much better. So I took pictures so you'll be able to see what it looks like, and then you'll see the big fat ones that that I talked about. It's kind of strange, and I tried to get them at different lengths, but I didn't. I'll move it because they kind of both look the same length, which I didn't want. But that's it, and I think I'll actually add more string to it so I could add more beads because it looks kind of lacking. So I'm just checking to see how it looks, and you see it's good. I really enjoy this journal. It's so cool. I love this journal. So I hope when you make yours that you enjoy yours too. You enjoy the process of it and you're happy with it. So here are my beads. Those are the huge bubbles that I told you about. I think I'll tie more string and add some more. So I'll see you in the next video. Bye!